Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just working on my little Jennifer inspired piece referring to her new book, Freeform Embroidery. So far I haven't got past the front cover. There's so much just happening here that I'm sort of just glancing at it and taking inspiration and meandering around this piece of fabric. So in the last episode that I worked on this, let me just grab it all here. I decided that I was going to do a stitchery here. So landscape, plenty of space, and it's on the inside of this flip. And I think when I left you guys, I'd created the background and all I had to do was invisible stitch it down, and then I had finished my shashiko stitching using those little what do you call them, stencils, just to put a little bit of a background in the back there that picked up on this embroidery on this very old, or this quilting on this very old piece of quilt. So then I thought, well, instead of filming the stick side of things, which you know, maybe is a little bit boring, I thought I'll get laid down some different sticks, twigs, and then start with the colour. So that's where I'm at. So I started stitching here, which is a tribute to that little cluster there. I put in this little scenario here, which will bring in some beads. What else have I done? I sort of did that there. That is sort of there and there. Yeah, I'm just sort of, this stick here is those. Just glancing at it, you know, just seeing different ideas, techniques. But I really want to get into the ribbon, the beads, and some ruched roses. So that's where I'm at. And because the piece to the side here has this flush of pink, I think I'll stay within that colour palette of a little bit of pink, so it sort of complements each other. So it's sort of, that twig could be growing here as well when it's opened out. So that's what the plan is. So let me pop the little journal away. Just put that safely over there. I haven't yet grabbed beads. They're not far. And what I have got sitting everywhere are all the greens that I've been using. So the one thing I like about Jennifer's work is you can meander between quite a little colour palette when it comes to your sticks, some browns, neutrals, and into your greens. And then I popped in this variegated thread, which is wonderful, just to sort of mix it up a little bit. I think I'm done with the greens, but I won't put them far away because we might need them just to add more foliage. I also have out this cotton because I'd like to have some little fine stitches in there. It might be a little bit washed out on this background, so handy buy is a chocolate. That might be a stronger statement, so we'll get to that at the very end. Well, maybe. I am waiting on a plumber, and it's been quite a, I guess, a waiting game. I'm just going to stitch in the rest of this before I get too sidetracked with some other threads and things. Yeah, my dishwasher has carked it. What did it last? 6 months? It was provided by the builder. So we went back to the builder and said, the dishwasher's died. It's a pretty cheap brand. I probably should have picked a different brand when we were building, but I was just so exhausted with the whole process and worrying about ovens that I just said, oh, just put your dishwasher in, it'll be fine. We had the brand years ago at a previous house, and it lasted like 6 years without missing a beat. So I sort of felt confident that this brand would be okay. It's definitely the low end of the market, but it's failed. 6 months. And I think I've used it probably 30 times. There's only me and gas, so I don't really need a dishwasher unless I do a dinner party or have someone stay for a few days. So there's morning, midday, dinner dishes, you know. that's when you feel like you better load up the dishwasher or baking things. So technically, Gaz and I can just wash 2 plates, 2 knives, 2 forks, a glass each, and we just air dry it in a rack on the side of the sink, and, you know, that's it. So we could go weeks without firing up the dishwasher. Well, the bloomin' thing has carked it. The builder's given us a credit because it's still in warranty. And we've gone and got another one, or ordered it, and it's the same brand as I had at the Brisbane house, which was, 9 years old, 10 years old. I know it really well, and I thought, I'm just going to go and grab my own brand. So anyway, the long story short of it is the electrical supplier who has them, it's come in and they've organised a plumber for us to take out the old one and install the new one. And all that was done via my husband's mobile phone. So if the plumber's on his way, that looks too lineal there. Is that a problem? Nah, what the hang. Plants are odd, aren't they? They do these weird things. So, yeah, I think it is a problem. Maybe if I put something else in there that'll soften it. I'll leave it for now. So the plumber's on his way, but we don't know what time. He's got my husband's mobile and he's had no contact whatsoever. So I've sort of been hanging around in limbo all day waiting for a call. And I'd love to go out. Oh, and my husband's in Brisbane for a couple of days, helping out at the shops who've got some more stock in. So he's down in Brisbane. The plumber has his details. We haven't heard boo on when he's coming. So I'm sitting here at Barham Heads, you know, wondering, well, when is he coming? Can't plan a thing. I'd love to slip out to the nursery and grab a bag of potting mix because I picked up some plants a couple of days ago with a friend in town and thought I had potting mix, but I don't. I have all of the extra things that I add to my potting mix, you know, fertiliser, perlite, tea tree, just all sorts of things. I sort of create a mix. And yes, I'd dearly love to slip into Howard, a little country town near me that has a great landscape place. So I don't have to go all the way into town, but still it's 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back. So it's about an hour I would lose. And what if Plumber Boy comes? So that's the quandary. I feel like I'm in stasis mode. I can't do anything. I've been fiddling around all day. I've watered plants. I'm just sort of pottering. I thought, you watch, I'll sit down and film a video. The phone will text to say plumber's on his way. So for me, what is it? It's about 20 to 11. So my whole morning has just been wandering around. I've emptied underneath the sink of everything so that the plumber can get in there to, you know, add his new pipes and disconnect. So I've done all that. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. Going nowhere fast, basically. I might do some little somethings up here. What am I going to do? I might do little bullion knots. So yeah, that's me in my morning. I've gone and chatted to Pepper and Bandit. And then I come inside and I'm like, well, do I film? Do I go? Can I sneak out and be back in time? What's the odds? And as the hours have gone on, I've realised that the chances of doing it is getting slimmer and slimmer. And then I come into my craft room and I was like, well, what could I work on? What could I film an episode on? And everything is a major process. And I thought, Jennifer, I'm just going to do a little stitch. Jennifer, it won't matter how much I get done. I can just pick it up and kill an hour. If I get a text from Gaz to say, hey, your plumber's on his way, well, I'll just pause the video, deal with that and come back. So let's see how we go. Let's see if we can sneak in a quick hour. What could we do with these little grub stitches? I might do 2. per point, and then put some little fine twiggy bits in there, like little fibres. So yeah, that's what's happening here. Nothing major, but will turn into something, I'm sure, when the plumber gets here. The other thing I've got happening is at 3 o'clock, I've invited some relatives over, an elderly couple around the corner, to help me munch through a heap of veggies I've got here that I'm just not going to eat by myself in the next few days. So I rang them up and said, hey, how about you come over? I've got a nice juicy steak. I'll defrost that. And I've got a heap of veg. There's like half a pumpkin and quite a few potatoes and zucchinis and carrots. And I said, look, I'm going to roast them all up, get them cooked. You guys help me munch through as much as you can. And then I can eat the vegetables that are cooked for the next few days. You'll just heat and eat, you know, having those extra couple mouths will get on top of it. So they're coming at 3, and you watch, that plumber's going to turn up at 3. I'll be trying to roast veggies. I'll have guests. It's always the way, isn't it? Always the way. I feel like I need another twig there. I might leave it because we could maybe do something randomly different. We could add a pressure point. We'll see. Gosh, I haven't even... This is what happened with the last book of Jennifer's I got. I barely get into turning pages and spot 20 billion ideas, and then away I go. I haven't even got past the front cover. If I don't sort of get stitching, it sort of is like brain overload. So I thought there is enough here to complete this piece. Just glancing at it, just feeling inspiration. I'm not following anything to great detail. Might just put those little twiggy bits in while I'm thinking of it. I'm going to use that chocolate. This was quite an epiphany when I was with Jennifer in 2 of her classes, when she had me take out some fine cotton and put in little stitches. I thought, how gorgeous. There's all sorts of thicknesses in threads and ribbons in Jennifer's work. So I find that this is just such a pretty little thing to do. What are we going to do? French knot, colonial knot, bullion knot. We'll just do that, I think. So there's something there. A little bit loose. Oops, don't pull it out. Stay away from there. Okay. It's those little details. So I'm going to stitch for an hour with you guys. Hopefully the plumber turns up soon. Then I can get in the kitchen and get ready for our early dinner. They're an elderly couple, so they like to eat earlier. So I said to them, come over at 3 o'clock and we'll get the veggies on at 3 and then cook the steak at 4 and we'll be done. So that's the plan for my day. Till then, I'm hanging in midair, waiting for a plumber. And would you believe it, Gaz rang and he said, oh, there's no hot water at the house in Brisbane because it's technically sold, but handover to the new owners is not until middle of August. So I'm really not sure what date you'll be watching this video. But anyway, yeah, the hot water system has carked it. in Brisbane. It's always the way, isn't it? So now we're going to buy a brand new hot water system, find a plumber, get it fitted, all before the new people take over the property. So yeah, never ends. Having a run on plumbers at the moment. Why is that loose? The knot pulled through. Don't be so heavy-handed, girl. That whole little, there we go, that's better. I might just end that thread off. Get that knot back. It's a disaster, that stitch. And start again. That's it. Oh, look, in behind. That's why it was not seated right. Oh my goodness, guys. That's why that knot was wriggling around, because there's a little little knot in behind here. I felt like the needle had lost its thread there, and then of course it had. So I'd say that's what's gone pear-shaped. So everything's secure there. Let's just do a sneaky little tie off here. This will help calm me down, she says. Go and do some stitching instead of pacing, waiting for these folk to come. Go and do some stitching. And now I've got knots that's come unthreaded and I'm feeling my tension rise again. Oh dear. Here we go. My phone's just buzzed. I put it on silent. Dishwasher, 45 minutes. Okay. So how far are we into the video? 17 minutes. All right. I'm going to do a little bit more. But the dishwasher boy's not far. Well, that's good. If he's here, you know, within, let's say he's here by midday, because it's now 10 to 11. So he's here by midday. I don't know how long it takes to fit a dishwasher. Let's say he leaves here at 1. Can I get a sneaky trick into the nursery to get a bag of potting mix and be back in time for my guests? Oh, it's pulled through again. There must be a pretty solid weave there. What I'll do is A, concentrate on what I'm doing and stop trying to scheme and plan the rest of my day. I reckon the plumber will be done and I'll be able to slip to Howard and be back with my potting mix. I feel like there's a shower of rain coming too, so I'd love to get them potted and then sit them out in the gentle rain. That'll really give them a really good boost because it's, you know, rainwater, not out of the tap water. Well, we'll see. We'll do a little bit more stitching. Maybe if I peel the veggies too. There it goes again. What's that message say? Oh, okay. It's just a repeat. Okay, it's all good. Pull this thread tighter, girl. Maybe concentrate on what you're doing. Oh my goodness. Isn't it always the way when you're waiting for a trade and you want to get your day started or, you know, you're like in limbo. That's all good. I'm going to stitch, calm myself down a little, which is not happening because I'm fiddling around here with this fine thread. See, now that little one's gone loose, for goodness sakes. I might drop another French knot in there. We'll see. It's all good. A little bit more thread. Let's get a couple little sprigs. This linen is from when I went to Paris, and it's quite dense, but it's a loose weave, but it's harsh. Does that make sense? So it is giving my fingers a bit of a, I might just put a bit of protective wear on. It is giving my fingers a little bit of a rough time of it. It's beautiful, but I love it in backgrounds. But yeah, I'm working hard to actually enjoy stitching with it, which is always the way. I'd say there's a little bit of starch in it too. This is really old cotton from my grandmother's stash of threads from when she was a dressmaker. Being a wedding dressmaker, I can't imagine that being a bridesmaid. So I'm thinking she used to wear a lot of those tones. It's either maybe a skirt she's made or something for Grandad. It's nice to be able to use these threads. That one there is one of hers as well, and I've used it so much. I have to try and find a similar colour. It just seems to go with so much. Well, what am I doing? We don't want a French knot on the back. Or... Goodness sakes, what a mess. Get away from the cotton. That's proving not to be easy. So what we might do is maybe some beads. I've got a little collection sitting here. Not really sure what's in there, but I should find something. These little yellow ones. Yellowy gold. I think they might be, or the green. Oh, I don't know. Make a decision, girl. Got some of those as well. They're a bit of fun. Not that they're on Jennifer's piece, but I'm feeling inspired. We need some cotton. We need a bead needle. Is that Reg? Yeah, I think so. Reg has got a bit of a bent shape about him. He's perfectly designed to go around corners now. He's very talented, that boy. There we go. Now, what are we going to do? We could put some little beads on the end of these twigs. Still think I need another couple of twigs out here. Maybe, oh, I know. What about the beads become the twigs? Does Jennifer do that? No, not really. Oh, a little bit down here. A little bit. So do we want little pale yellow ones? Yes. Let's have a look at those. I can hear Fudge snoring. So let's use these little gaps that I've sort of felt like there should be another twig. And we'll use 3 little beads as our twig. That's what makes this style of embroidery so interesting, because you're doing these random little additions. Do we do 3 or 5? Let's have a look at 5. It seems like a little bit of a small, oh yeah, that's holding its own. So just going to make sure that's seated right. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm so focused on my plumber and my roast dinner. I'm sure you guys are busy stitching anyway. Okay, so we might do the same again there and there. See, I even had lines drawn. I don't know what happened there. I was doing a feather stitched with a little bullion knot, joining it all together. Another one of Jennifer's little cute stitches. No, this is good. I'm liking this. You could just meander around a piece like this for hours. And the more you add, the more gorgeous it's going to get. So that's what I think I'll do. I'll just keep working on it. Then I'll come back, catch you up to speed, and then we'll fiddle around a little bit more with it. Oh, are you serious? Oh, guys, look. They say stitching's relaxing. Yeah, right. Oh, meditative. Yeah, right. Oh, my goodness. That's the only downfall of those little containers is you've got that bit of plastic up in the air from the lid, and you're moving your hand across your workspace and you just clip it and flip it. I'd hate to think how many beads are down the side of our couch. Be very pretty in there. It's got a sealed base, so if I did want to retrieve said beads, I would have to undo the whole bottom. Oh, Australia Post notification. Oh, parcels. Yeah, I'd have to undo the whole bottom of the couch, retrieve all these little seed beads that are in there from years of stitching. Well, not years. Well, yeah, years. I suppose time is flying, isn't it? I think it was about around COVID time that I got back into all of this. Is that 5? Yep. So, and I'm quite prolific in my stitching, so I can imagine there'd be quite a few beads in there. But I'd need to go and buy a staple gun to reattach the bottom of the couch because it would be a major operation to get to them. So, no. We'll leave it for the archaeologists to study the seating from this century and then pull it all apart and going, wow, there's all these pretty beads in there. What would that be been for? That'll trick them up. I think I can get another one there. Oh, I love it. They're subtle, but they just put that little sparkle on the piece, on the little twig. 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope someone's keeping an eye on the time. I'd say he's got to come from Harvey Bay, and that's like he's picked up the dishwasher at the electrical store. Yeah, oh, I love it. That's very Jennifer. Now I do have my ribbon out, so I wanted to at least have a play with ribbon, beads, the fine thread. What a mess, guys. Luckily, I don't have that lace tablecloth that this wool ironing mat sits on. Otherwise, it would be... And they didn't hit the floor, so it's okay. There you go. We got them. Close that before there's another issue. So let's have a look in the ribbons. Now, I've got a little collection here of the colour stream ribbons and a few randoms that goodness knows where I picked them up. Oh, I like the look of that. Maybe I do some orange. Little roses. Yeah, let's do one of those. Variegated colour stream. They make their own ribbons and oh, it's spectacular. Now I'm going to need a crewel needle. Oh, it's going to be tough pushing this through this back fabric too. So if you're seeing me struggle, it's because of this old hemp linen fabric. But hopefully we can pull it off. Little soft knot in the back. So what are we going to do with these? We might just randomly, we'll place one there like she did on the book. And if it doesn't work and we can't get it through the fabric, let's make a good generous hole. All right, we're through. Oops. And then meander our way back down to create. Don't go through the knot at the back. Why is that hanging out there? Oh my goodness. Come on. Oh, I got it. Oh, excellent. Come on. Don't be like that. Got it. Yay. Oh, fantastic. It's not as big as I wanted, but I think I can overcome that. Let's do another one. Where are we going to do the other one? We'll come down into here because I sort of want to have room to connect it all. So if there's a stem that comes through there, that can catch that. And let's make, I think he's small because I didn't have enough, oh come on. I didn't have enough length here to get more ruching. So start with our little knot, come up a little bit. So this is a bit longer. Can you guys see? Yeah. All of the details to do these are in Jennifer's book. And if you want a visual tutorial, just go to her channel. There's so many little 15-minute, 20-minute videos there where you see her play. That's bigger. Play with all of these stitches. So go and spend a bit of time. Oh, come on. Not going through the knot. Come on. I can get my little pliers out. Don't make it easy for ourselves when we use these beautiful vintage fabrics, do we? So maybe I do. Do I want to waste thread to get out to there? Yes, I do, because we're on a roll. A little pop of orange in amongst it. Probably only got one more rose. Come right back out. Sort of meandering down, trying to achieve a zigzag. There we go, we got it. All right, bring it home. There we go. So I might, don't know if I should sneak through the calico. If I can, yep, I can. Just gentle, gentle, gentle. That's a hell of a mess there. All right, so what I'm going to do is grab this needle and thread that was left from beading. I need Reg to come in and secure this. So if you do get these funny little stitches, well, that needs to be dealt with as well. If you do get these funny little puckery bits and you're worried that that will not hold, just come back and do a couple little sneaky stitches. I remember seeing my grandmother do this when she was beading and putting ribbon roses on wedding dresses. if something like that happened, and she was a bit concerned that that ribbon might come apart when the wedding dress was laundered, she'd turn the bodice piece that she was working on, because she'd always work on it as just a little piece, and then it'd be stitched in to the bodice or wherever, sleeve. She'd come back across the whole back of it and work all of these ribbons down with some little sneaky stitches. And it was just that extra security that the little ribbon roses wouldn't come adrift, especially if it's rubbing against the skin of the bride all day, dancing and, you know, all the fun things that happen at your wedding. She knew that this would, you know, just hold it. So all the work went on the front, and then she still came back and just security stitching, she used to say, gave her security in the thought that the bride's little roses wouldn't come undone. Now, I also need a needle. Reg's, that's Reg. Oh, who's that? Reg's cousin, slightly bigger. That's Reg, the sneaky little fellow. I want to pick up this thread here. Actually, I might be able to just snip it like that. We don't need Reg. And just do a couple little knots. And how are we going for time? So the plan will be to do a couple more little ones of those, but I might just grab a green and just do a few little extra stitches in there. So Jennifer's just got these little, look, she's even used beads there to create a leaf. So I might just do a few connecting stitches. So we want this little guy here to connect back to there. And we want to catch this little guy to connect into there. So now the little roses are part of something. Then what we might do is we'll put a little twig out there with a little elbow on it. That's classic Jennifer. Just a little like that. Looks a little bit non-movement wise. No, I don't like that. Jennifer's taken it from the base. Let's change that. Just take your time and fiddle around. You'll know when it looks right. Glance back to some inspiration. Watch one of Jennifer's videos and follow her lead. Actually, we might just do that like that. Now put the little elbow on it and then come up again to there, and some little beads might end up on there. Yeah, I like that. The other thing we could do is have a few little twigs come out the top of the rose like that. Let's see what it looks like. I don't mind that. Just adds more interest, more detail. Just a few little fellows coming out. It's like the rose is on a shrub and there's this little twiggy thing happening as well. That's real professional botany speech, isn't it? Twiggy things. Softens the top of it but makes it feel like it's connected. I might even come back in with some green ribbon and put some little leaves in there as well. Just keep building on this little piece. Getting excited now. I'm feeling the mojo coming here. Let's have a look at these ribbons. So I really like these little narrow ones. That dark ribbon. All the light. Have I got any scrappy bits? Yeah, here, look. I've got olive. I'm probably pushing the, let's have a look at the time. So it's about 11:15. Got the message about half an hour ago. So he's probably about 15 minutes away. Oh, I'm pushing the boundaries now. Look, I better go. Just a quick leaf. 40 minutes. This is a pretty colour, this one. I think it's olive. Might just shorten it. There's no use dragging all that beautiful ribbon through the piece. Let's put a little leaf there. Might sneak a little leaf in between them. And then we might put a little one there. It's just about building up. I've got a weird thread. Building up the detail. A little point. So classic lazy daisy stitch. Can't go wrong with a lazy daisy stitch. There we go. Now I might just leave that out here because I'm going to need it again, but it's out of the way so that I can fill around here with a few more roses and yeah, have a little play. And I've got spare of it. I then might even come back through some of these and add little leaves to those so they become more like a bud. Yeah, oh, there's so much you can do, guys. Got these little fellows too. I think these little sequin flowers might go on there. Yes. Gosh, that plumber's going to ring a doorbell any minute. 3 little twigs there. I think that just finishes that little glamorous twig off. Come on. There we go. Those little ones are going to go there. There, we're getting there. We're getting there. So much you can do. Well, I might toddle off, guys. It's pretty nearly the hour. A bit short, but that's plenty. That gives me a little bit of homework. I can sit back and fiddle around and be ready for this plumber. All right, guys, look after yourself. Have a lovely day. I hope you get a chance to sit down and do a little bit of stitching with Jennifer as your inspiration. All right, look after yourselves. Bye.